In today's video, we're going to be creating this overlay effect design templates in PowerPoint. So let's get started. I already have PowerPoint open and I've created a blank presentation, so you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to select these two text boxes and I'm going to delete them. Let's start with our first image, and I'm going to grab this image and bring it in. Move it to the left. While our image is selected, use Ctrl D to create a duplicate of that image and move this image back into place so it will be over our original image. Now, while in picture format, go to remove background and give this a moment. Now, this pink area shows the background, the part of the background that has been removed, and then we have this. So I'm just going to go to mark areas to keep, and I'll try and bring back as much as the image as possible. We may not need all of that, but it's better to have more than less. I'm just going to leave it like that because it's not going to interfere with our design, and I'm going to click on escape, and you may not notice any difference, but we'll remove the part of the background of the image on top and we're going to return that back. Now let's insert a rectangle. I'm going to go to shapes, rectangle, and right over here, something like that. I'm just going to insert this. Let's go to outline, set it to no outline, and then change the fill to black. And the height of this particular rectangle is going to be 8.7. And currently you'll see that this rectangle is, will I say, right around her forehead. I'm just going to move this down a bit. So this is where it is. Now go to arrange. We'll go to the selection pane and bring this rectangle in between the two images, and there it is. This is the overlay effect. So we're going to go ahead and add our text. So let's go to insert text box. I'm going to grab my text. The first text is creative overlay, and you can make it whatever text you want depending on what the content of your project is, and I'm just going to paste that. Select the text box. This is going to be Garamond, and size is going to be 36. And I'm just going to make it so that the text box is touching the rectangle. Next, insert another text box, and I'm going to copy the remainder of our text and paste. Now select the text box once again. This time this is going to be Baskerville Old Face, and size is going to be 88. Let's change the color of the text to white. Now let's increase the width of this. I'm just going to kind of first of all center it, and then just kind of place this right around here. I can't really communicate. I don't want to get too technical and start adding grid boxes and all that, but I'm just going to place it around here. And the title slide is actually done. I want to move it. I feel like maybe it should be closer to the left. Okay, our title slide is done. Let's take a look at it in the slideshow. Yeah, this is it. We're done with the title slide of our template. Let's move on to the next slide. So go to new slide and create a blank slide. We're going to grab an image once again, and we're going to use this image. I'm going to bring it in like that. So I believe, okay, it's currently at the center. I'm going to leave it like this. Once again, duplicate this image using Ctrl D and put it back over the first image, and then select remove background. And currently let's go to mark areas to keep. Yours may be slightly different depending on, it's just how the Microsoft's remove background behaves. So no worries if it's not exactly the same, as in the remove background is not behaving exactly the same as mine. If you have any other software you use, or any services you use, you can go ahead and use that, but I'm just going to use Microsoft, the PowerPoint remove background, to keep things simple. So I've currently brought back the hand with this glass, but want this other parts gone. So I'm going to go to mark areas to remove, and I'm going to try and get rid of as much as this area as possible. I'm just going to come very close to the glass here, and this is what I'm saying, it's very unpredictable. You know what, I'm going to stop recording now, and then I'll come back when I've cleaned up the background. Alright, I've edited my image to the best I can, and you can see there's still imperfections, but it's going to work fine for what we need. So I'm just going to return that back. Now let's go on to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to bring in a rectangle here. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Just extend the width so that it covers the entirety of the entire length of our slide, and the height is going to be 7. I'm going to move this rectangle to around here. Now bring it in between the two images. So for me it's picture 3 and picture 2, like this. Now let's insert our text. So insert text box. Now let's go to our notes. This is modern concepts, and I'm just going to paste that here, and let's change this to Baskerville old face, and size is going to be 60. Let's increase the width of this, and I'm going to have this around here. Let me just move this a little bit in like this. The bottom of the text box is touching the top of this rectangle. Let's go to insert again, text box. Let's grab our text. I'm using lorem ipsum text. You can use Copilot to generate lorem ipsum text, but for me I even use Google. I just googled lorem ipsum text and use lorem ipsum text, so just use that. Just going to paste. Now I'm going to change the text to Garamond, size 22, and let's change the color to white. Let me reduce the width, and I'm going to just position it here, and I'm going to center it to this rectangle while aligning it. Then Control and Shift, then drag to create another copy, and we're going to have another one here. And just kind of I know you won't be able to tell from this side, just kind of eyeball it and give a bit of space here, and that's it. We're done with this slide. Let's look at it in the slideshow. Yeah, that's it. Let's now move on to the next slide. So I'm going to create a blank slide. Let's grab an image. I'm going to use this one. Move this one to the right and Ctrl D to duplicate. Realign it back to the first image, and I'm just going to remove background, and hopefully this comes out better than the last one. And this one is close enough where we have this definition here, but I want the entirety of her skirt and her hand to show, because we want the text box to go all the way down here. So I'm just going to see if it will work on the first try. We just need this first image, and that's close enough. Let me try my luck one more time, and hopefully, and I shouldn't have done that. Maybe perhaps I should have left it like that. Well, that's the thing with this. It's kind of, no, it's not kind of, it's very unpredictable. As I've said, if you have any service or software that can do this, I'm just doing it within PowerPoint because it just makes everything easier. I don't have to go in, copy, paste, and then start trying re-importing it back. If you have any other service that you could use to do this, you can go ahead and do this. And this is the issue I have. Sometimes I just don't want to touch it because it becomes very unpredictable. I'm going to pause the recording now, and then I'm going to format it, and then I'm going to come back and show you how mine looks like. Okay, I've done the best I could. I'm just going to move it around so you can see it. So you can still notice there's some imperfections, but it works well enough. Typically when I'm creating a design like this for, let me say, in Figma, I'm not going to use PowerPoint to do it. There are better services to do it, but a lot of them are actually paid. So PowerPoint gives you an option to do this for free. Well, technically for free, because you probably have already paid for a Microsoft 360 account like I have, but you can do it in PowerPoint. And this is also a PowerPoint tutorial. I want to show you how to be able to create those effects exclusively in PowerPoint. But yeah, I've done the best I can, and let's go ahead and insert our rectangle. So go to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to bring that in. The height is going to be 14.3, width is going to be 19.75. Remove the outline, change the fill to black, and I'm going to move this around till the rectangle is at the bottom of our slide, and I'm just going to bring the rectangle in between those two images, and yeah, this is it. Now let's insert our text. Go to insert text box. Let's go, the next one is elegant design. Copy this and I'm going to paste. I'm going to select the entire text box and change this to Baskerville old face. Size is going to be 60. Increase the width of this, and I'm just going to move this, let's say, around here. Let's insert another text box. Insert text box. Let me grab the remainder of my text. Once again, Copilot can generate lorem ipsum text. When I created this project, I just googled it, so you can google it as well. So paste, and I'm just going to change the color to white, and I'm going to change the font to Garamond. Size is 22, and I'm just going to extend this, let me see, like this, and I'm going to bring this, let me see, centering it doesn't really do much. Let me just bring it here and just align this like this, and yeah, that's it. Let's look at it in the slideshow. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's move on to the next slide. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new slide. I'm going to bring in the image for this slide, which is this one, and I'm going to have it somewhere around here. So let's just have it at the center mark, so the left hand side is on the center point. So once again, duplicate the image and realign it, remove the background, and this time it's really wonky. I'll just try once. If it doesn't, I'll pause and then work on it, then come back. So I'll just try and see what happens. Close enough. So I'm going to format it and then come back. Once again, let me just show you what mine looks like, and this was what I was able to get out of it with a bit of tweaking. So I'm just going to move it. Let me select both of them and let me move it. Maybe the edges are aligned like around 1. Next, go to shapes, rectangle, and just draw one here. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. The height is going to be 5.75, and just extend it till it runs across the entirety of our page, and then bring it in between these two images. I'm just going to move this up to about, let's see there, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's centered on our page. So I'm going to now insert my text. So go to insert text box, and the next one is style inspiration. I'm going to copy this and paste this here, and then change this to Baskerville old face, and size is going to be 60. Let me just increase this, and I'm just going to move this. I want it to the bottom of our text box to touch the top of our rectangle, and yeah, let's go ahead and insert the remainder of our text. So go to insert text box, and I'm going to copy my text. I'm just going to paste this. Now I'm going to select this and change this to the text to Garamond. Size is going to be 22. I'm going to extend this a bit like this. Now what I'm going to do is, for this first half of the text that is on this black rectangle, I'm going to change the color to white. So we have this text box with two different colors. And yeah, that's it. Let's take a moment to see our slide in the slideshow view, and I'm going to open it. And yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's move on to the next slide. So go ahead and create a new slide. I'm going to come over here, and this is the image we're going to be working with. I'm going to move this to the right, Ctrl D to duplicate, and I'm going to realign that. So once again, let's try and see if it works. Well, this time, interesting enough, it worked fine. We're not going to change anything. We're not even going to try. If yours didn't work, maybe you should try and tweak things, but I'm just going to leave it like this. Escape to close that dialog. Next is our rectangle. So shapes, rectangle, just draw one here. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 6.4 and width is going to be 25.4. I'm going to just move this like this. I'm going to, let me see, right around here. And now bring the rectangle in between those two images. And yeah, that looks fine. We're going to now add in our text. So I'm going to, okay, let me go to insert text box first before I grab my text. I'm going to move to the next one. Title is bold ideas. Let's see, around here. Paste. Change this to Baskerville Old Face. Size is going to be 60. And I'm going to increase the width of this. And move it so that the bottom of our rectangle is touching the bottom of our text box is touching the top of this rectangle. Let's insert the remaining text. I'm going to go to insert and text box, and I'm going to grab the text for this section, and I'm just going to go ahead and paste this here. Select the text box, change the font to Garamond, and size is going to be 22. I'm going to increase the width of this, let's see, to about there, and select this top part, make the color white, and let me just move this, let me see, a bit up like this. Let me just make sure that it's aligned with this title here. Let's see it in the slideshow, and we are done with this slide. Let's go on to the next slide. So once again, new slide. Let's select this image, and I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to move it all the way to the left, and I'm going to duplicate it, realign it to the original image, and remove background. And of course we have this. Let me see if I'll be able to fix this very quickly. If not, I'm going to format it and come back. Close enough. I just want, if I could get this part to stay. Okay, I'm just going to try and do the same. Okay, all right. So rectangle is going to go behind her, so this other part is fine. I won't even try. This is okay. Escape. So go to shapes, rectangle. I'm going to bring it here, remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 8.75 and the width is going to be 27. I'm just going to move this here, and I'm just going to center it. You know what, I could just reduce the width of this really doesn't have to be that long, so I'm just going to reduce it a bit. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now let's insert our text. So, oh no, I've not moved, sorry, I haven't moved the rectangle. Move the rectangle so that it will be in between the two images. Now we can go to insert text box. Let's grab our text, and this is timeless appeal. I'm going to just draw that here and then paste. I'm going to select this, change the font to Baskerville Old Face. Size is going to be 60. Increase the width of this text box so that the words will fit. Move it so that the bottom of the text box is touching the top of our rectangle. Insert again text box. Let's grab the remainder of our text. I'm going to copy this and paste. Select the entire text box, and we're going to change this to Garamond. Size is going to be 22 and the color is white. Let me just reduce this, and I'm going to align this to the center of our rectangle and also to the left of our title. And that's it. Let's see it in the slideshow. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's go on to our next slide. So, new slide. This time let's start with our text. So I'm going to go to insert text box, and I'm going to, the title is visual storytelling. I'm going to first of all just copy the body text, not the title, and I'm going to paste it around here. Then I'm going to change the font to Garamond, size 22. I'm going to increase this so that we have, let's say this, and I'm just going to align it to the center line, or maybe even just a little bit. Probably we'll move it around when we insert our image. Let's insert our image, which is this one, and I'm just going to bring this in. Let me move it, let's say around here. Now of course duplicate your image and then realign it. I'm going to remove the background, and of course it didn't work out well. Let me mark areas to keep, and we're just going to select his face. I said it will work. Almost. Let me try again. It's close enough but not quite close. I'm going to format it and then come back. Alright, I've been able to try my best to clean things up, but this area around his hair didn't quite work out, so I'm just going to leave it like that. It doesn't really matter, we just work with what we have. So I'm going to select this image, and I'm going to move this image. It was at the right, more to the right. I'm going to just move it a little bit to the left. Now let's insert a shape. This time we're going to insert a triangle, and I'm just going to click so that we'll have a perfect triangle. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Now change the height to 9.8, and the width is going to be 11.4, and I'm just going to position it right around here, and of course move the triangle in between the two images, and we have this. Maybe let me I'm using my arrow keys. I want to move it down to have a little bit more overlap to show more of the rectangle, both behind him and in front of him, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is what we have, and we have this triangle. So final detail is our title, of course. So insert text box, and I'm going to grab our title, which is visual storytelling, and I'm going to paste this here, and I'm holding shifts, and I'm going to rotate the title this direction. Now let's change the font to Baskerville Old Face, and the size is 60. let's increase the width so everything is in one line, and I'm going to move this so that the bottom of the text box is touching the edge of our image, and that's it. So let's hit in the slideshow. This is it. We're done with this slide. Let's go on to the next slide. So we're going to create a new slide. We're going to start with our image, which is this one, and I'm just going to bring it in. Just move this image to the left, and of course duplicate. I'm going to realign this image, and this time we're going for our text is going to be on this side. So while it's on picture format, let's remove background and let's see what happens. So let me try if it will work. If it does, good. If it doesn't, we'll pause for a moment and I'll come back. Okay, now it's this side. Let's see how well this side works. And you know what, it actually worked quite well. Well, to the degree we're hoping it would go. But should I try? Let me just try this area, because our text box is going to go around that area. Oh, that actually was okay. So I'm not going to change any other details. We're just going to leave it like this. Escape, and we'll close that dialog. Now let's go ahead and insert our shape, which is our rectangle. I'm just going to draw one here, remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 17.65 and the width is going to be 19.5. Now let's move this in place. Move the rectangle in between the two images. Now you can see that there are imperfections in our hair, and there's also some image part of the image there. It doesn't matter, it works well enough. So let's go. So insert text box, and we're going to copy the title, which is urban aesthetic. Paste, select the text box, change the font to Baskerville Old Face, size is 60, and change the color to white. Just going to extend this. Let's just bring it around here. Once again, go to insert text box. Let's grab the remainder of our text. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to draw our text here. Select the entire text box. Let me start with changing it to white so we can see it. The font is going to be Garamond, size is 22. I'm going to increase the width of this. Let me see if it will fit here. So I want it to be on 8 lines, so I'm just going to have this. Let me select this other one, and I'm just going to use my arrow key to give it a bit of space and move it to the right. And yeah, that's it. Let's see it for a moment in our slideshow view. Yeah, this is, we're done with this slide. Let's now go on to the next slide. Insert a new slide. Let's start with our image. I'm going to scroll down. This image is the one we're going to use. I'm going to move this all the way to the right. Duplicate it using Ctrl D and realign it. Remove the background, and almost I want to try and get, let me see, more of this hand here. So I'm just going to select this and see. Okay, well, we actually have a bit of an issue there. I'm just going to, let me try my luck and see. Okay, so we have this. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's okay. Escape. Let's go to shapes, rectangle. I'm just going to draw one. Once again, remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 9.3 and the width is going to be 29.5. And I'm just going to center it, and then move the rectangle to the right, and then we're going to bring the rectangle in between the two images. Now go to insert text box. We're going to grab the title, which is fashion trends, copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. Select it, select the text box, change the font to Baskerville Old Face, size is 60, and we're going to increase the width. Change the alignment of the text to right, and just move this till the bottom of our text box is touching the top of our rectangle. Once again, go to insert text box, go to notes, and let's grab our text, copy it, and paste. I'm going to select the text box. Let me change it to white first so we can see it. Change the font to Garamond, size 22. Let's change the alignment of the text to right, and I'm just going to increase the width so it's, let's say, around here, and I'm going to do that. Let me align it to the center of our rectangle like this. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's look at it in the slideshow view. Yeah, this is our slide. Let's go on to the next slide. So create a new slide. Of course, start with an image, which is going to be this one, and I'm just going to bring it in. I'm going to move this to the left, duplicate the image using Ctrl D, and I'm going to realign it. Then click on remove background, and this time almost, but I want the remainder of this part here, so I'm going to go to mark areas to keep, and I'm just going to draw around here. Okay, one more time like this, and yeah, we have this is fine. Escape, go to shapes, and then we're going to draw a rectangle. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 10, and the width is going to be 27. And I'm going to just move this and reposition it. Now select the rectangle and bring it in between the two images. Go to insert text box, and I'm going to copy the title, which is striking visuals, and I'm just going to paste it here. Select the text box, change it to Baskerville Old Face, and size is going to be 60. Just going to move it a bit to this side. Once again, go to insert text box, and I'm going to copy this Lorem Ipsum text, and I'm going to paste. So I'm just going to align this, change the font to Garamond, size is 22, not 2, 22. And I'm just going to increase this like this, and for this bottom text here, I'm going to change it to white. Let me select this text box. I'm going to use my arrow key to just kind of move it to the, just move it up a bit. Let me kind of, okay, I'm using this one to guide me just to position it in the center here, and then I'm just going to realign the title so that it's aligned with this one as well. I'm just using my arrow key to move it down, and we'll just have something like this. But yeah, that's it for this slide. Let's see it in the slideshow view. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's go on to the next slide. So create new slide. I'm going to come to my images, and I'm going to grab this image and bring it in. Move this all the way to the right, duplicate. We're going to realign it, and I'm going to remove background, and let's give this a moment. So close enough, but want to get the remainder of this part back, so I'm going to mark areas to keep, and I'm going to just select this area, and let me do it one more time. It's working, but it's going in what I say steps. All right, that's good. I'm going to use escape to close that dialog. Next, let's insert a shape. So shapes, rectangle, I'm going to insert one here. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is going to be 12.7 and the width is going to be 21.85. And I'm just going to move this to, let's say, around here, and I'm going to move the rectangle in between the two images, and yeah, we have this. Let's now insert our text. So I'm just going to go to insert text box. I'm going to move on to the next one, which is minimalist look, and right around, let's say here, I'm going to paste that, select the text box, change this to Baskerville old face, and size is going to be 60. Change the color to white. I'm going to increase the width so that it will fit, and I'm going to go to insert text box, and I'm going to copy the remaining text, and I'm going to paste. Select the entire text box. Let's change it to white. Change the font to Garamond, size 22. And I want my text to be on 6 lines, so I'm just going to increase this till we have, reduce that till we have our text on 6 lines, and I'm just going to align it just to make sure. I'm going to select these two text boxes, group it, and select the rectangle and the group. I'm just going to go to arrange, align, align middle, and yeah, we have this. Let's take a look at it in our slideshow view. Just going to look at it. Yeah, this is it. We're done with this slide. Let's now go on to the next slide. So start with a new slide. I'm going to open my images, and I'm going to bring in this image, move this to the right, and I'm going to duplicate. Now realign that image, remove background, and you know what, I'm not even going to change anything because we just need a little sliver here. So escape. I'm going to go to shapes, rectangle. I'm going to remove the outline, change the color, the fill to black. The height is going to be 3.5 and the width is going to be 26.5. And I'm just going to move this to, let's see, here, and I'm going to bring the rectangle in between those two images, and we have this. Now go to insert text box. We're going to grab our title, which is refined elegance. I'm going to copy that and paste. Select the entire text box, change it to the color to white, change the font to Baskerville old face, and size is 60. I'm going to increase the width so that the two words will fit, and I'm just going to align it to the center of this rectangle. Let's insert another text box. So insert text box. I'm going to grab our text. I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to paste our text. Let's select the text box, change the font to Garamond, size 22. And I'm just going to, let's say, reduce this a bit, and I'm just going to move it till we have, let's say, something like this. And yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's say it's in the slideshow view. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's now move on to the next slide. So I'm going to create a new slide. Let's grab our image, which is this one, and I'm just going to bring it in. I'm going to move it to the right, or to the left, sorry. I'm going to duplicate that using Ctrl D, and I'm going to realign it. Next, I'm going to remove the background, and close enough, but not quite. I'm going to mark areas to remove. I want to remove a bit of this. Okay, now we have, going to go to mark areas to keep. I want to have part of this back, and I'm just going to try and return back part of this. You know what, I'm just going to leave it like this. This is good enough. Escape. Now let's go on and insert our rectangle. Go to shapes, and I'm just going to insert one here. Select no outline, change the fill to black. Height is 6.9 and the width is 27. I'm going to move this rectangle till it's right around here. Now bring the rectangle in between the two images, and we have this. Now let's go on to add our text. So go to insert text box, and I'm going to grab my title, which is editorial statement, and I'm just going to paste this. I'm going to select the entire thing, change the font to Baskerville Oldface. Size is 60. I'm going to increase the width. Now I'm just going to move this, let's say here. Now let's go on to insert our body text. So I'm going to insert, and then text box. I'm going to copy this text, and I'm just going to paste. Select the entire text box. Let's change it to white, the color to white. Then text is, the font is Garamond, size is 22, and I'm just going to align this text to the title text and also the center of this rectangle. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, we're done with this slide. Let's now move on to the next slide. So we're just going to insert a new slide. So I'm going to grab my image, which is this one, and I'm going to bring it in, move it to the right, duplicate, and realign it to the first picture. Click on remove background, and I'm just going to leave it like this, although I would like, just in case our rectangle comes down to that point, let me see if this would work. Alright, I'm just going to leave it like this. Escape. Now I'm going to go to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to draw one here. Remove the outline, change the fill to black. Height is 10.4 and the width is 25.75, and just move this till it's in the center and also aligned to the left of our slide. Move the rectangle in between the two images, and we have this. Go to insert text box. Let's copy the title for this one, which is just contemporary style, and I'm going to paste this. Select the entire text box, and then we're going to change this to Baskerville Oldface, and the size 60. I'm going to increase the width, and I'm going to move this up like this, maybe a little to the right. Go back to insert text box, and we'll grab the remainder of our text. I'm going to copy it and paste. Select the entire text box. Let me change the color to white first. Change the text to Garamond, and the size is 22. Let me increase the width of this so we have something like this. You know what, I want some of the text to, will I say, be where the just maybe move into the image a bit, and I'm just going to align this as well as also align it to the right so it aligns with our title. And that's it. Let's see it in the slideshow view. Yeah, this is it. We're done with this slide. Let's move on to our final slide. So I'm going to go and insert a new slide. Now we can grab our image, which is this one. I'm just going to bring it in. I'm going to move this image to, let's say, around here. Now duplicate the image, realign it, and remove background, and let's see how well that works. Well, close enough. So I'm going to use mark areas to remove, and I'm going to try and remove a little bit of this. Let me try and just, let's see if we can get a bit more. It's giving me a hard time. I'm just going to format it and then come back. Alright, I've done the best I can. I'm just going to show you how it is, and it was this area that was really giving me a hard time. I did the best I could. So I'm just going to return it back to that position. Now let's insert a rectangle. I'm going to go to shapes, rectangle, and right around here. Remove the outline, change the fill to that black color. Height is going to be 3.7 and the width is going to be 8.4. And I'm just going to move it around first, then bring the rectangle in between the two images, and yeah, this is what we have. Let me just move it up a bit. Let's see, like this. Escape. I'm going to go ahead and insert my title, which is just a single word, which is bold. I'm just going to paste that here, select the entire text box, change the color to white, change the font to Baskerville old face, size 60, and move this so it will align. Let's see here, like this. Now let's insert our remaining text. So insert text box. I'm going to grab my text and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to just paste, change the font to Garamond and size is 22. Let me increase the text box, the width of the text box until we have this. I'm just going to, okay, it's already centered. Maybe, yeah, let's see something like this, and this is fine. So let's look at in the slideshow view. Yeah, we're done with this slide and we're also done with our final slide. So let's go ahead and add our transition. Let's go back to our first slide. I'm just going to click on it. You can really use whatever transition you want to, but since this has a kind of editorial look, I like going with reveal for this one. So I'll go to transitions and I'll use reveal. The duration is 3.40. I'm just going to leave it like that. You can change the duration if you want to, but I'm just going to go to apply to all and I'll start the slideshow. And this is it. So we are done with our presentation. So if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.